What's up, guys? Chris with CNC for Newbies here. Uh, Wanted to showcase a really cool happening um, in the CNC, the hobby CNC world. Let's see here. Want to. I'm trying to set this up so that. Okay. So, without without too much going on, um, we're going to turn the camera around. Okay, so it it has been asked a lot, like, what am I actually doing um, with the converter? What does Phil's Demon Converter do? Is it a control box? What is it? Okay, quick explanation is inside of here you have a DB25 parallel port, which runs usually on Mach 3 and UCCNC, and is very useful in setting up uh, machines that are close to an industrial style controller. Okay, they have a lot of bells and whistles implemented in the software. Um, while hold on, while putting this together, people often are like, can I use that controller with GRBL? The normal answer would be no. However, we're in a new age where um, we would normally plug in our UC100 into here. But as you can see, there is our little GRBL converter, and it has a second USB cord for extra 5-volt power. You can see the red light in there. We have the red power. The green light says red light means 5-volt power. Green light means 24 up to 24-volt power. So it can be anything above 7 volts. On the back side, we have our limit switches. This is a feed hold emergency switch, and these are our driver, our wires going to the drivers, their motor wires, and everything like that. Okay, so in most cases, you have a control box that does not allow you to change out the drivers. One of the first ones to do it was the Demon Controller by Phil Johnson. He was able to take TB 6600 drivers and put with an Arduino and make a control box where you could replace the drivers, which is great if you have one burn out or you need to maintain your control box, your controller box. The bad part about it was it lacked a lot of upgrade ability because it had the Arduino housed in it. With this setup, you can have 2 dongles, and I already took my UC 500 back to the shop, but you can basically run UCCNC for the router by taking this off and plugging that in. And then when you want to run, say, the laser, you don't have to change controller boxes. You can just change this dongle, and that will allow you to run PickSender on the same exact control box. Okay. And as you can see, everything's hooked up. We have limit switches. We have motors. and we have a feed hold or an abort for the e-stop. It is not a typical e-stop in that it is hardwired to cut power to anything. It is a feed hold in the software because GRBL doesn't have that option programmed in like UC, CNC, and Mach 3. But you can now, as you can see, that's plugged in. Green lights are on. There's all of that. We go up here. We do, oh, I hit the e-stop. Let's go to Task Manager, pick Sender and Task. Open that. Okay, so we open. As it's opening, everything loads up. As you can see, it's running 1.1H. Let's do our first test of unlocking. We're going to go G91. We're going to turn the spindle on. And as you can see, there's only one red light in there. Okay. So we hit PWM, M3, spindle on. You now have two red lights. So the spindle is actually activated back here on the PWM. So we go to 5, spindle off. We're back to one red light. So we now have spindle control. Let's go over here to the probe screen, and we want to test the contact of the probe. We're going to hold that down. Okay. Trying to maneuver. The system is closed, so we have probe connectivity. Now we can move our actually move our axes. Okay. Okay. And what's nice is in the middle of it, if I hit this, they're moving. Instantaneous stop. With that stop, you do have to do a full quit and reset. It is typically a task manager reboot, but it's better than ruining a bit. And then last but not least, let's go here. We'll do a full reset. All right. We'll open that port. It's opening up now. Okay. Now, if we wanted to, as you can see, everything's cleared. So we have limit switch for Y right here. If I hold that down, let's see, and then I go up here and click current status. As you can see, Y switch is active. Okay, let go of it. No limit switch is tripped. So we have limit switch functionality. let's switch back to the front camera. Okay, so with that, that shows that you can run Phil's Demon Converter or my converter dongle as one system for GRBL. So those of you that want a replaceable controller, the upgradability that as your skills progress, you can upgrade to UCCNC, and you don't have to buy much of anything. This is a great way for you to be able to run both systems in one setup. I mean, it has almost all the functionality. Some of the bells and whistles I think I might add is a side port off of the dongle for pause, resume, and e-stop right off of the Arduino. And I think that's about it. But with that, I mean, everything's there. So on both systems, we have functionality of a genuine e-stop system for Mach 3 UCCNC, and then a feed hold e-stop system. I can't even really call it an e-stop. It's a feed hold or a abort button for the GRBL system. All ran off of one little dongle, and I'm pretty excited that that's how big it is. And we're going to go down. A Facebook user says, can I buy 50 of them? I'd like to be a certified distributor of them. You know what? That's something that can be discussed later on and go from there. But what's really cool is this is a genuine CNC drive UC 100. Okay. And this is how big my converter is. Okay. So that project is knocked out. And one of the reasons why I'm really excited about that project being knocked out is, as you can see, I'm getting chips out over here because I'm drilling everything to put my CNC conversion on my mini lathe, and I will be using my C4N control box with a quick connect system on this and on the 3636 high-speed new carve build that we're gonna start doing. We're gonna start publishing that one here at the new year. I'm going to be taking it slow. I'm going step by step. I'm gonna go live, and it will be on YouTube, so all of you guys can go back and take a look at some little tips and tricks on machine building and whatnot from there. And that's about it, guys. I just wanted to show you that there are options out there where you don't have to use like an Xcarve Pro controller or an X controller, or not just a Demon controller. You can actually use a regular controller, and then with either one of those converters, you'll be able to upgrade later on for a much less expensive option. So as your skills grow, you can let your machine grow too. And one of the biggest advantages of having a UCCNC system is the ability to drop in a rotary table. We do have the 5-driver system. It's a genuine 4-axis system or a 4-axis, 4-motor system with a rotary axis. Okay, so it has 4 drivers for the motors. That's still only 3-axis because Y1 and Y2 are paired, and then a rotary axis. Okay, so a lot of really cool stuff. With that setup, you're able to run the automatic tool changer that we have coming. You're going to be able to run the bit setter that we have, and you're going to be able to run a remote pendant very easily. But then you can also run what you're used to, and then you can run your laser with a laser optimized system without doing a lot of work, so you can now run a GRBL gecko system. So you can use a G540, which is like a bulletproof stepper driver system, with a converter. A lot of people don't realize that you can use Phil's Demon converter or our converter with a gecko, and you'll be able to use a G540. Billy says it'll make a great addition to my spindles. I knew it was Billy once he said spindles, so ha ha ha. But anyways, for you guys running like Shape Oko, your millwright, your X-Carve, your X-Carve Pro, your Indie Mill, your Cindy Mill, a lot of the DIY machines running GRBL in general. You'll basically be able to run this now with a regular controller using UC-CNC and GRBL. So if you don't want to take that step to UC-CNC, but you want a much more robust controller box, driver box, you have the option. If you want to run bigger motors, you have the option to put bigger power supply and bigger motor drivers, stepper drivers in and run them now. So all in all, a lot of really cool stuff in this. I'm really excited about where things are going and how they're going for the hobby light industrial machines. And I can't wait to bring more stuff to you guys. Next order of business is going to be getting the CNC for Newbies 3636 machine together, and then working on an aluminum drilling spindle, which I think will be really cool. I was propositioned for a for another product here, and we'll see what happens with that. And then once we get everything done with this control box and converter, I think I'm going to throw the Geek mini computer on top of that, this little small computer, and that's going to be the computer that I run VCarve Pro and PickSender on. So that'll be one complete system in like less than a 12-inch by 14-inch box. So I think that's pretty cool. You can always run your VFD off of it. You can run an IoT relay off of it. All in all, you can't go wrong. I think we got it figured out, guys. You got a lot of really good options, a lot of good things to think about and talk about. So keep it going, take it easy, and keep cutting, guys. Have a good one.